hour of 11 a.m. having arrived, the House will come to order. Members, please take your seats. Sergeants at arms, please close the doors of the House. Prayer today will be offered by our colleague, Representative Jones. Immediately after prayer, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Members and guests, please rise as able.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning, my friends. Let's pray together. Father God, thank you for the privilege to once again come before you and offer up our prayers. We thank you for our great nation and pray for our president. We thank you for our beloved Commonwealth and pray for our governor and his family. Thank you for the honor it is to work in this chamber. I pray for Speaker McClinton, leaders Bradford and Topper, for all 202 of my colleagues with whom I have the pleasure to serve, and for the 13 million Pennsylvanians we have the honor of representing. Having just come out of the Easter holiday, I am reminded of our Lord Jesus as he hung dying on the cross. Not only dying, but tortured, mocked, and belittled as he took on the sin of the world and resisted the urge to call down his legions of angels upon it. Instead, choosing to look down upon his executioners and utter what to me are the most remarkable words in the Bible. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. This morning, Father God, I pray you give us just a small measure of Christ's strength, courage, humility, and of his selfless, unconditional love for your people. And if so, I am confident that just maybe you will look down upon us and proudly say, look at that good work which they do. In Jesus' all-powerful name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Without objection, the approval of the Journal of Wednesday, April 23, 2025 will be postponed until printed. Sergeants at arms will open the doors of the House. Members and guests, please take your seats. Are there requests for leaves of absence? Chair recognizes Majority Whip, who indicates there are none. Chair recognizes the Minority Whip, who indicates there are none. The chair is about to take the master roll call. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote. 203 members having voted on the master roll call. A quorum is present. The House will come to order. Colleagues, please take your seats. We have some special guests joining us this morning for session, starting with seated to the left of the speaker's rostrum. This morning, our colleague that serves Montgomery County, Representative Sanchez, has Father Jacob Gregion and members of the Holy Trinity Armenian Apostolic Church. They're visiting the Capitol today to support House Resolution 171, Remembrance of the Armenian Genocide. Father and guests, please stand. Welcome to the floor of the House. Our colleague that serves Berks County, Representative Cepeda Freitas, brings some special guests from the Dominican Republic here to the floor of the House. This morning, we have Vice Consul Mr. Carlos Dominguez and Mr. Ignacio Soriano. They are attending the session on behalf of Lourdes Herrera, the Consul General of the Consul General, on behalf of the Consulate. We have Patricia Vasquez, the Community Development Liaison Officer from the City of Reading, and Delphine Vasquez, member of the Pennsylvania Dominican Association. They are here supporting House Resolution 204, which designates April the 8th, 2025 as Dominican Remembrance Day in honor of the victims who perished recently in the Jet Set nightclub in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. You continue to have all of our prayers in this tragedy that occurred in your home country. Colleagues, let's welcome them. Bienvenidos. In the back of the House, the chair joins the gentleman from Chester County, Representative Williams, with some distinguished guests. Members are here today in the back of the House from the Omicron Delta Lambda chapter of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. They are celebrating their 40th anniversary as a chapter, and they do, of course, distinguished service and community engagement. Gentlemen from Alpha Phi Alpha, please stand. Welcome back to the floor of the House. The gentleman from Lancaster, Representative Miller, along with the chair, have some special guests upstairs in the gallery. Today we have faculty, students from Lancaster Friends School. They are visiting today. Lancaster Friends, please stand. We're so happy to have you. Representative Miller also has Alexandra Gregory, who is shadowing him today. Alexandra is a senior at Hempfield High School and will be attending university soon and then going to law school. Alexandra, welcome to the floor of the House. Please stand. Our colleague that serves Northampton County, Representative McKenzie, has Miss Pennsylvania, Heather Davenport, back in the Capitol today. She will be competing in the May National USOA pageant in Las Vegas for a national title. Heather, welcome back. We wish you well as you go off to the national competition. Welcome. Representative Stir, that serves Schuylkill County, has Jessica Stankavage, 11th and 12th grade students from the Mount Carmel Area High School. Mount Carmel in the gallery, please stand. Welcome to the floor of the House. Representative Sappy, who serves Chester County, has the 2024 Unionville Community Fair Queen. Katrina Wallace is here along with the court. The Fair Queen alternate, Jennifer Ding. The Fair Princess, Ellison Ansai. The Fair Princess alternate, Caitlin Bell. For over 100 years, they've been celebrating the agriculture of the great Chester County. Unionville Queens, please stand. Welcome. Representative Barger, that serves Huntington County, has Rob Woomer, who is in the gallery. Rob is a student at the Pennsylvania State University. He's studying international political economy and pre-law. Rob, in the gallery, please stand so we can see you and welcome you. Chair recognizes Representative Cerisi, Chair of the Committee on Communications and Technology, who reports the following resolution, H.R. 81. Reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? The chair recognizes Representative Solomon, Chair of the Committee on Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness, who reports the following bill. House Bill 1261, reported as amended. Will the House agree the bill? It is agreed to. Chair recognizes Representative Samuelson, Chair of the Committee on Finance, who reports the following bills. House Bill 242, reported as amended. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? House Bill 820, reported as committed. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? House Bill 852, reported as amended. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? House Bill 853, reported as amended. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? House Bill 1058, reported as amended. Will the House agree the bill? It is agreed to. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader, who calls up House Resolution 204, printer's number 1459, on page 10 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the resolution.
A resolution designating April 8th, 2025 as Dominican Remembrance Day in Pennsylvania in honor of the victims who perished in the Jet Set nightclub located in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Introduced by Representative Cepeda Freites.
Will the House agree to the resolution on that question? Chair recognizes the maker of the resolution, the gentlelady from Berks, Representative Cepeda Freites.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On April 8th, a tragedy occurred in the Dominican Republic that shook not only that nation, but also the hearts of so many here in Pennsylvania. At the Jet Set nightclub, a place known for music, joy, and celebration, ended in heartbreak and tragedy when the roof collapsed, killing well over 200 people. Innocent lives were cut short: mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, friends, neighbors, baseball players, a governor, all taken in an instant. While no Pennsylvanians were among the victims, the grief of this moment reaches far beyond nationalities and cultures, because our Commonwealth, and especially in the city where I live, of Reading, in York, Allentown, Hazleton, Lancaster, is home to a vibrant, proud Dominican community. Over 80,000 Dominicans call Pennsylvania home. Their pain is our pain. Their loss is our loss. Among the lives lost was the legendary Ruby Perez, a towering figure in the world of music whose voice and spirit inspired generations. For so many in the Dominican diaspora, and for many right here in Pennsylvania, Ruby Perez wasn't just a performer. He was a symbol of identity, resilience, and joy. I firmly believe that empathy has no boundaries. I encourage my colleagues to honor and support all the people that have been impacted by this unimaginable tragedy. Today, we can do more than just pass a vote. We can send a message that the Pennsylvania House of Representatives and the people of this Commonwealth stand in solidarity with the Dominican people, that we share the pain of the Dominican Republic, that mourn with the families who lost their loved ones, and that we remember. Remembrance is not just about the past, it is a promise to the future, a promise to honor the victims, not only with our words, but with our commitment to community, to peace, and a shared humanity. May those who perished rest in eternal peace, and may we also choose remembrance over silence and compassion over indifference. I respectfully ask my colleagues to vote yes on this resolution as an act of compassion and kindness. República Dominicana, en medio del dolor, Pensilvania les envía un mensaje de esperanza y fortaleza. Dominican Republic, in the midst of pain, Pennsylvania sends you a message of comfort, hope, and strength. Gracias, colegas. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the maker of the resolution. Those in favor of the resolution will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote. 203 members having voted on the resolution. 203 ayes, 0 nays. The resolution is adopted. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader who calls up House Resolution 171, printers number 1230, page 9, today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the resolution.
A resolution designating April 24th, 2025 as Pennsylvania's Day of Remembrance of the Armenian Genocide of 1915 through 1923, introduced by Representative Ben Sanchez.
Will the House agree to the resolution? On that question, the chair recognizes the gentleman from Montgomery County, the maker of the resolution, Representative Sanchez.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Turkish Ottoman Empire's genocide against the Armenian people has a long history of denial. For over 100 years, the fictitious arguments that this genocide never occurred or that the term genocide does not apply persist, attempting to erase the approximately 1 million Armenians who lost their lives solely to differences in ideology. For too long, America's priority was not causing harm to our relationship with our ally, Turkey. As Turkey denied its genocide against the Armenian people, America mostly did the same. For decades, attempts to speak out otherwise were largely unpopular and received opposition. Finally, in 2019, bipartisan resolutions were introduced in Congress recognizing the Armenian genocide, rejecting its denial, and educating the public on its occurrence. The resolutions were widely supported among both parties and chambers. And in 2021, 106 years after the genocide, on a national level, America officially recognized the Ottoman Empire's mass killings. While this was an important milestone, persistent denial of the Armenian genocide continues to this day, and it's an injustice. That's what makes House Resolution 171 so important. This resolution provides the means for us as a Commonwealth to come together and acknowledge the truth of history, honor the memory of the victims, and stand against the denial and distortion that perpetuate harm to the Armenian communities. House Resolution 171 gives us the opportunity to say the truth out loud, to stand together in recognition of this genocide, honor its survivors and their descendants, and push back against the forces of denial. By remembering and openly condemning these atrocities against the Armenian people, we affirm the need for constant vigilance to prevent similar acts from occurring. I respectfully ask my colleagues for your yes vote. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the maker of the resolution. Those in favor of it will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the resolution. The ayes are 203, nays are 0. The amendment is adopted. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Beaver, Majority Caucus Chair, for a caucus announcement. Representative Massey.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. House Democrats will caucus at 11:40. We will be prepared to return to the floor at 12:10. Again, Democrats will caucus at 11:40. We will be prepared to return to the floor at 12:10. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Chair recognizes the gentlelady from Philadelphia County, Minority Caucus Chair, for a caucus announcement. Representative White.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Republicans will also caucus at 11:40 and plan to return to the floor at 12:10. Thank you.
Chair thanks the gentlelady. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Philadelphia for a committee announcement. Representative Burgos.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Consumer Protection and Technology Committee will meet immediately in G50 Urban's office building. We will be taking up House Bill 504. Thank you.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Lackawanna County for a committee announcement. Representative Mullins.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Appropriations Committee will be meeting immediately in the Majority Caucus Room. All members of the Appropriations Committee, please report to the Majority Caucus Room immediately. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Chair referred the following bills, which the clerk will now read.
Referrals, April 23rd, 2025. House Bill 1299, Communications and Technology. House Bill 504, House Bill 505, Consumer Protection Technology and Utilities. House Bill 502, House Bill 503, both to Energy. House Bill 501, Environmental and Natural Resource Protection. And House Bill 500 to Finance.
House will stand in recess until 12:10 p.m. unless sooner recalled by the Speaker. The hour of 12:10 having arrived, the House will come to order. Members, please take your seats. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Philadelphia, Representative Nielsen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to submit comments on House Resolution 196 for the record.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Chair recognizes the gentleman, Representative Harris, Chair of the Committee on Appropriations, who reports the following bills. House Bill 238, re-reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? House Bill 543, re-reported as committed. Will the House agree the report it is agreed to? House Bill 643, re-reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? Chair recognizes the Majority Leader. Calls up House Resolution 64, printers number 0990, page 5, today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the resolution.
A resolution designating the month of April 2025 as Community College Month in Pennsylvania in recognition of the important role that community colleges play in the education system and the economy of this Commonwealth. Introduced by Representative Mary Isaacson.
Will the House agree to the resolution? Those in favor of the resolution will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the resolution. The ayes are 199, the nays are 4. The resolution is adopted. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader, who calls up House Resolution 95, printers number 0825, on page 6 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the resolution.
A resolution recognizing the week of April 21st through April 25th, 2025 as National Work Zone Awareness Week in Pennsylvania, introduced by Representative Brandon Markosik.
Will the House agree to the resolution? Those in favor of the resolution will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the resolution. The ayes are 199, the nays are 4. The resolution is adopted. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader. Calls up House Resolution 110, printers number 0914, page 7, today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the resolution.
A resolution recognizing the month of April 2025 as National Poetry Month in Pennsylvania, introduced by Representative Bob Freeman.
Will the House agree to the resolution? On that question, Chair recognizes the maker of the resolution, the gentleman from Northampton, Majority Chair of Local Government, Representative Freeman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, House Resolution 110 would recognize April as National Poetry Month here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. National Poetry Month was launched by the Academy of American Poets and is the largest literary celebration in the world. People have been writing stories in the poetic style since antiquity, and the art form continues to stand the test of time. Poetry is not only a creative way of telling stories and expressing oneself, it also provides insight into our past. American poets have made a tremendous contribution to the poetic arts, notably American poets including Robert Frost, Langston Hughes, Edgar Allan Poe, Emily Dickinson, Walt Whitman, and Maya Angelou, just to name a few. Many communities in the Commonwealth celebrate their local poets by appointing poet laureates. Teaching poetry helps students master the language of arts and gives them a greater appreciation of human spirit and the world surrounding us. And it also serves to inspire us as a part of humanity. Please join me in celebrating one of our greatest literary artistic endeavors by recognizing April as National Poetry Month. I urge a yes vote. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the maker of the resolution. Those in favor will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the resolution. The ayes are 199, the nays are 4. The resolution is adopted. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader who calls up House Resolution 155, printers number 1184, page 8, today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the resolution.
A resolution recognizing the week of April 20th through April 26th, 2025 as National Infertility Awareness Week in Pennsylvania, introduced by President Malagari.
Will the House agree to the resolution on that question? Chair recognizes the maker of the resolution, gentleman from Montgomery County, Representative Malagari.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise today in strong support of House Resolution 155. This designates National Infertility Awareness Week here in Pennsylvania. So I, along with my co-prime sponsors, Rep. Kruger to my side, O'Mara and Mays, stand in solidarity to shed light on the struggle with infertility that many Pennsylvanians are facing. And behind closed doors, in doctors' offices, in quiet moments of heartbreak, thousands of Pennsylvanians face a deeply personal and often invisible struggle in fertility. For so many, the dream of parenthood becomes a journey defined by uncertainty, financial stress, and emotional pain. Let me be very clear. Infertility is not rare. It is not a choice. It affects 1 in 8 couples, and yet despite how common it is, it remains clouded by stigma and silence. And this resolution is not just symbolic. It calls for awareness, for empathy, and for better access to care and support that individuals and couples need on their path to building a family. I've spoken with families across the Commonwealth who've shared their stories of hope, but also of loss. And I've heard one message again and again: we wish people understood what this journey is really like. No one should suffer in silence, and no one should feel alone when navigating the heartbreak of infertility. And by passing this resolution, we are saying we see you, we hear you, and we stand with you. So let's use this week as a start of conversations to break down stigma and advocate for policies that reflect compassion and science, not shame or silence. So I urge my colleagues to support this in voting yes. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Those in favor of the resolution will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the resolution. The ayes are 200, the nays are 3. The resolution's adopted. The chair recognizes the Majority Leader, calls up House Resolution 196, printers number 1413, page 10, today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the resolution.
A resolution designating the month of April 2025 as Distracted Driving Awareness Month in Pennsylvania, introduced by Representative Ed Nielsen.
Will the House agree to the resolution? Those in favor of the resolution will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the resolution. The ayes are 199, the nays are 4. The resolution's adopted. The chair recognizes the majority leader, calls up House Bill 193, printers number 0140, page 2, today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill requires the Department of General Services to install and maintain at least one functioning automated external defibrillator in each state building.
Well, the House agreed the bill is agreed to. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 265, printers number 0210, page 2, today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill allows education support professionals to qualify for unemployment during school breaks between 2 successive academic terms or years.
Well, the House agreed the bill is agreed to. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 630, printers number 0767, page 2, today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill modernizes the equal pay law, creating new protections and expanding penalties for violations.
Well, the House agreed the bill is agreed to. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 734, printers number 0983, page 1, in today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill helps relocate tenants to habitable housing when their rental property is condemned.
Well, the House agreed the bill is agreed to. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 1102, printers number 1214, page 3, today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill expands the Pennsylvania National Guard's incentive program for in-demand military occupations to provide bonuses to recruit specialty branch members who are chaplains, judge advocate general officers, healthcare officers, and medical officers.
Will the House agree to the bill? Representative Kerwin offers A00404. Will the House agree to the amendment? On that question, the chair recognizes the maker of the amendment, gentleman from Dauphin, Representative Kerwin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The amendment I am offering today is simply a technical amendment that makes a terminology correction in the underlying bill. I do thank the sponsor of the bill for this important work and important initiative for the National Guard, and also for agreement on the technical amendment. I ask for an affirmative vote. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the maker of the amendment. On that question, chair recognizes the maker of the bill, the gentleman from Chester, Representative Paelli.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I ask for your support in this amendment from my colleague and fellow veteran. Please support this and vote yes. Thank you.
Chair thanks the gentleman. Those in favor of the amendment will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the amendment. The ayes are 203, the nays are 0. The amendment's adopted. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The bill as amended will be reprinted. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 238, printers number 0190 on page 2 of Supplemental Calendar A. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The clerk will read the title and a brief description of the bill.
This bill amends Title 75 to provide for application for real ID.
This bill's been considered on 3 different days and agreed to. The question is, shall the bill pass the House finally? On that question, the chair recognizes the maker of the bill, the gentleman from Center, Minority Chair of Transportation, Representative Benninghoff.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to remind the members, with the looming date for people to get their real ID, this bill simply allows people to present multiple forms of identification in order to be applicable to do that. I would ask the members' support. This is good government for our constituents and makes the process a little bit easier. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the maker of the bill. Those in favor of the bill, agreeable to the provisions of the Constitution, the yeas and nays will now be taken. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote. 203 having voted in the affirmative, the bill passes the House finally, and the clerk will return the same to the Senate for concurrence. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader, calls up House Bill 543, printers number 0539, page 1, supplemental calendar A. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The clerk will read the title and a brief description of the bill.
This bill prohibits the PUC from disapproving an electric distribution company's energy efficiency and conservation plan due to the inclusion of mechanical insulation.
This bill's been considered on 3 different days and agreed to. The question is, shall the bill pass the House finally? Agreeable to the provisions of the Constitution, the yeas and nays will now be taken. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on final passage of the bill. The yeas are 195, the nays are 8. Majority required by the Constitution having voted in the affirmative, the bill passes the House finally. Clerk will return the same to the Senate for concurrence. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader, calls up House Bill 643. Printers number 0619, page 1, supplemental calendar A. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The clerk will read the title and a brief description of the bill.
This bill establishes a $110 million deposit limit on realty transfer tax revenues into the Fair Fund for fiscal year 2028 through 2029 and each following fiscal year.
This bill's been considered on 3 different days and agreed to. The question is, shall the bill pass the House finally? On that question, Chair recognizes the maker of the bill, gentleman from Philadelphia, Representative Doherty.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. All of us know that our country has a housing shortage, and we must do everything we can to increase the housing supply here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. One of the most effective tools we can utilize is the Pennsylvania Affordability and Rehabilitation Enhancement Fund, otherwise known as FAIR. We need to continue to strongly support FAIR because it assists with the creation, rehabilitation, and support of affordable housing throughout our Commonwealth. This bill increases fair realty tax transfer, or transfer tax, I apologize, by $10 million to $110 million in the fiscal year 2028-2029, and each year thereafter. Since Governor Shapiro's proposed budget includes this legislation, the administration supports this bill. This doesn't cost us a dime. We have to shoot our shot. I urge you to vote yes on this bill, and thank you.
Agreeable to the provisions of the Constitution, the yeas and nays will now be taken. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on final passage of the bill. The yeas are 112, the nays are 91. Majority required by the Constitution having voted in the affirmative, the bill passes the House finally, and the clerk will return the same to the Senate for concurrence. Colleagues, can you please take your seat very briefly? Today is the last day for one of our most valued team members in the Pennsylvania House Democratic Caucus on the floor for session. We will have a moment this spring to formally recognize her retirement, but collectively, we must take out our big applause and thank Cindy Barger for 25 years of service. She's to the left of the Speaker's rostrum. Thank you, Cindy. We appreciate you somehow making all of us be caught in the best light. In our districts, in this Capitol, and beyond, we thank you. For over 35 years, you spent 25 of those years on and off of the floor working in the Capitol. We can't wait to celebrate with your family later, but since it's your last day today, we just wanted to express our enduring gratitude for your diligent service to all of us. Thank you. In light of this announcement, the House will temporarily be at ease, so those who choose can take a group picture with Cindy. The House will temporarily be at ease. There will be no further votes.
The Majority Leader moves that the following bills be recommitted to the Committee on Appropriations: House Bill 193, House Bill 265, House Bill 630, House Bill 734, House Bill 1102. The Majority Leader moves that the following bills be removed from the tabled calendar and placed on the active calendar: House Bill 81, House Bill 355, House Bill 820, House Bill 926, House Bill 1057, and House Bill 1117. The Chair is in receipt of motion by the gentleman Representative Abney that the House now adjourn until Monday, May 5th, 2025 at 12 noon, unless sooner recalled by the Speaker. The question is on the motion. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the House stands adjourned until Monday, May 5th, 2025 at 12 noon, unless sooner recalled by the Speaker.